Hello everyone. No start screen today. Why? I don't know. I just didn't want to use one today. Hi Sophia. You're the first one here. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. And I hope you're ready for some spooky stories. I don't know how spooky these ones will be. It is the pasta of the month today. At least the first one. It's a trilogy, I guess. Although the first one is significantly longer than the other two. But I'm not sure if we'll have time to get to all of them today, but we're sure gonna try. But we'll give a couple minutes for people to trickle in so that we don't start without them. But what have you been up to today, Sophia? I did see you earlier in some black cats. I hope those were fun. So good of you to trickle in, Derpy. How are you doing today? We are... I haven't done much research into this one. If it's the pasta of the month on the Creepypasta wiki, that's usually enough for me to be willing to do it on here. It's got to do with demons, disappearances, rituals. Those are some of the tags it has, so I guess we'll see. It has to do something right if it made it to pasta of the month, right? You're doing good, Derpy? I'm glad to hear it. I hope that these stories are just as good as your day has been. Hi, Nate. Doing pretty well. Excited to read some stories. How are you doing? Oh, first fish of the day. See, I didn't remember to start the game this time. It's a good omen. It's going to be a good stream. I think we've got a couple people. I'm sure there will be more as we get going. Ooh, a sailfish. I don't know if I've noticed that one. I like it. But we'll go ahead and get started here. And today we are going to read a trilogy, ideally, if we have time. It starts with one called From Hell I Write, and that is by Jake Wick, who apparently, there's a little author's note on here, apparently he's got a 13-story horror anthology coming out in the fall. So if you enjoy what you hear, if you enjoyed this story here today, I guess keep tabs on that and you can read some more of his stories. But anyway, let's get going. I write to you now, but I do not write from my room, with a bed so soft and a window so bright. I do not write from my home, with couches so comfortable and food so good. Oh, food, how I miss it. Water, too. If I could get one drop, oh, how I would thank God. Well, I'd thank someone for it anyway. I do not write from my tree house among friends so dear and chirping birds so near. I do not write even from the world you live in right now. No, I write from a place much, much worse. It's ironic because during my last moments in the world, I couldn't imagine any sort of place worse than the place we call Earth. I thought such a place couldn't possibly exist. How wrong I was. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Patrick, and for you to understand my train of thought, I'll need to take you back a little. Back to the world, God. That's your God, no longer mine. Put me on. Oh, Sophia, you're trying to get rid of a headache? I'm sorry. Just lay your head down and close your eyes and listen to the stories, and maybe that will help you a little. At least I hope it does. Oh, the 80s. What a time to be alive. Great movies, great music, somewhat. Great friends, great family, great house, great life, great... Sorry, I'm rambling. 11 years old. That was me. Living in a suburban home with my mother, Sarah, my dad, Vincent, my asshole 13-year-old twin brothers, Darren and Bryce, and, of course, my 5-year-old sister, Nancy. Come to think of it, I wonder how she's doing right now. Sweet little Nancy. She was always so precious, so innocent. I hope what we went through together never changed that. Anyhow, I can remember the day so clearly. I was playing a basketball game of 2-on-1. I was the one, with Darren and Bryce. The two jerks were creaming me, of course, never hasting to shove me around and taunt me. "Patrick, you're ass at this," they would say. Well, of course I was ass. I was an 11-year-old playing 2-on-1 against two 13-year-old pricks. Actually, you know something? I'm going to stop calling them names. See, when you're on Earth, it's easy to call your family members names and quarrel with them constantly. Where I am now, though, you'd give anything just to hug them for 5 seconds and tell them how much you love them. Oops, I'm rambling again. Well, soon enough, our mother called us in, as we were having some guests over that night, our new neighbors. These new 8 neighbors in question were the Hofmeister family. Up to that point, all I had heard my brothers say about the Hofmeisters were things like, they're creepy as shit and weird-ass people who gotta go. I didn't share these opinions. They seemed like okay people to me. Nonetheless, the Hofmeisters came over that night. The family consisted of 3. First, there was 60-year-old Eileen, a skinny woman with short gray hair, always wearing black dresses. Next, we had none other than 60-something-year-old Leo. Don't really remember that bastard's age, nor do I care to. Also extremely thin, with a long nose that would make the pasty white guy on the Pink Panther show jealous. Sophia, you're gonna go to sleep? Good night, Sophia. I hope you have a good sleep and your headache goes away. Then there was David, their 11-year-old insecure adopted son. I'm pretty sure Leo and David are in the same place I'm writing from right now, but I'm not certain. See, we don't really get to speak with anyone else here. Anyways, it was quite an eventful evening. Eileen and Leo had tea with my parents, while Darren, Bryce, and David and I hung out in our treehouse, playing cards. In the treehouse, I started to get to know David a little better. I must say, though, he seemed a bit on the weird side. He was pretty awkward when it came to discussing things such as where he moved from or what life at home was like. Still, he was a nice kid, just very shy. Later that night, when the sun went down, my brothers had already gone home, and David and I were walking down our street lamp-lit road. That's when he invited me to his house for a bit. It was a Friday night, so I figured it'd be okay. Let me say this. His house was big. It was the biggest in the neighborhood. Down at the end of my street, sitting high up on a hilltop, as if it were better than all the others. Behind it was a large field that eventually merged into some woods, which lined the horizon. Entering David's house, we walked into his kitchen, where he told me to take my shoes off so as not to upset his parents. I heard some footsteps upstairs, so I figured his parents must have gotten back from my house. We sat down at his counter, eating yogurt, with David continuing to dodge my questions about his home life or just his life in general. All I knew was that he was adopted. Soon enough, I heard Eileen upstairs. "David, come upstairs, please," she said. David told me to stay put, as he'd only be a minute. And just like that, he was gone. I sat alone in their kitchen, finishing off my yogurt cup. I decided to get up and look around a bit to keep myself busy while David was upstairs doing whatever the hell he was doing. Looking at the fridge, I got to look at some of the pictures that were magnetized to it. These included family photos with the grinning faces of Eileen and Leo and the frowning face of David. Why did David look so unhappy in all of these photos? Oh, and another thing. There was a photo on their fridge of some kid sitting on the floor of what looked like a cellar, just staring up at the camera with a blank face. "Hi, Connor. We're doing pretty well. How are you doing today? We're just getting started on our story tonight called From Hell I Write. I'm getting intrigued by it so far. I do need to take a drink real quick, though. We gotta get a hydration going." "You're good, Connor. I'm glad to hear it." All right. And that means I can knock down a hydration off my debt because I still have that going. I forgot to open it up before the stream, though. So let's just get that open. All right, we are down to 6. We are moving along with the debt. Finally, it's taken me a while, but I'm getting there. All right. Now, where was I? Here we are. Strange. I then walked over to a shelf in their living room, which was stocked with framed photos and figurines. Lots of self-portraits here, including one of Eileen, her expression blank, eyes looking very cold and lifeless. For some reason, it kind of reminded me of this portrait I'd seen once of the famous cowboy named Buffalo Bill. Same sort of stare and expression and whatnot. Anyway, sorry. I don't even know why that came to mind. I started looking at some of the figurines on the shelf. A Mickey Mouse doll, a monkey doll, that one creeped me out, and a pentagram necklace. Oh, and there was also a crucifix necklace, but the cross was upside down. What idiot messed that up, I thought to myself. I then realized that David had been gone for a while, and I was getting a little bored with looking at people's decorations. I decided to go upstairs and find him. Walking up the stairs, I began to hear some weird noises coming from one of the rooms upstairs. It sounded like chanting, and as I got to the top of the stairs, I confirmed that it was. I looked down the upstairs hallway of the Hofmeister home and saw that one of the rooms had a light on inside, the door open, just a crack. As I walked towards the door, I could clearly hear Eileen and Leo chanting in some weird language I'd never heard before. I slowly crept towards the room, a decision I regret to this day. I pushed the door open slightly, just enough to see Eileen and Leo on the floor on their hands and knees, bowing down to something that was just out of my view. I didn't dare open the door any wider than I already had, even if it meant satisfying my curiosity to see what in the blazes they were bowing down to. From my point of view, I could see a small cauldron filled with a steamy liquid. Leo was blowing cigar smoke and spitting rum into the bowl. The whole atmosphere in the room was different. I don't know how to really describe it. It was like I could feel the presence of someone else in there, but I couldn't see them. Then I saw David in the back corner of the room, curled up in a fetal position, bawling his eyes out. He looked more terrified than anyone I'd ever seen. Up to that point. Now it's a different story. And David's terror only grew when his mother, if you even want to call that awful witch such a thing, stormed over to his corner of the room and grabbed him by the wrist, pulling him up off the ground in an attempt to get him to bow down to whatever they were bowing to. I could see his fear grow when he watched Leo pull a rooster out of a burlap sack and chop its head off in a brutal animal sacrifice. Then his face went white with horror as he realized how much trouble he was in when piss began running down his leg and onto the floor. That did it. Eileen began slapping David over and over and over, angrily screaming at him. "You never, never, never do that in front of the beast," she screamed. The beating eventually stopped, and David was just a heaping mess in a puddle of his own tears and piss. This was when I decided that it was a good idea to get the hell out. I turned to exit, but in my haste I knocked over one of their many picture frames that lined a desk upstairs. I winced when this happened, knowing that it was about a 99.99% probability that the devious couple down the hall heard it. I rushed down the stairs as quick as I could, nearly tripping myself. I didn't care. I just wanted to get out. Still, poor David. I wished I could have done something to help. Grabbing the door handle, I prepared to make a hasty exit out of the front door of that dreaded house. Then I stopped dead in my tracks. Oh, holy shit, please tell me. Yep, my shoes were still in the kitchen. I ran for dear life toward the kitchen, locking onto my shoes like a missile. I grabbed them. Yes. Hello, Patrick. No. I looked up to see Eileen standing on the upstairs balcony, looking down over me with an overly friendly expression on her face. I was frozen in place. Do I run? No, that will just look stupid. Also, she'll know I saw what those creeps were doing up there. Hey, I managed to utter out. I didn't realize you were still here, said Eileen, in a much too friendly manner. Oh, yeah, sorry, I said. No need to apologize, she said. But it is getting quite late. You should get home. Don't need your parents coming over here now, do we? No, we don't, I thought to myself. I managed to stammer out some stupid reply before saying goodbye and rushing to their front door, bursting out of it. I'm never going back there, I thought to myself. If only that were true. As I ran home, I looked back to the house, and what I saw chilled me to the bone. In one of the bedroom windows was Eileen, just standing there, staring at me. When she saw me look, she raised her hand and waved. That was it. She knew what I saw. Damn it. Well, I ran home as fast as my feet could take me. I immediately told my brothers, told them about the beatings, the chanting, the cauldron, and Eileen repeatedly addressing someone or something in the room by the names the Beast and Lucifer. Well, my stupid brothers decided to spread the story around the whole entire school until everyone knew. Everybody knew that David's parents were the freaky witches at the end of the street. Exaggerated and blown out of proportion, the story spread like wildfire. David refused to talk to me, knowing it had to have been me who spread the rumors. I felt horrible for him, but I didn't know what to do. I was too afraid to get the police or child services after what I saw at the house. I was too young to know that was what I had to do, and that it was not a choice. Oh no, my screen is running away from me. How dare it? Okay, there we go. Oh dear, it's being quite stubborn today. Alright, there we go. Oh no, Nate, you just lost a fight with the door. I hope you didn't hurt yourself too badly. Alright. I tried to push the whole thing into the back of my mind. That was until Halloween night a few weeks later. Good old All Hallows Eve. Nothing broken, you'll be fine. That's good to hear, Nate. It was one of my favorite holidays ever. That Halloween night, I was doing what every kid should be doing, trying to pack as much candy as humanly possible into one pillowcase in one night. My friends and I were trying to hit all the local neighborhoods so we'd be able to mow down candy for months. However, my plans were ruined when we ran into my brothers and their devious, loud-mouthed friends. My brothers took me aside and told me I had no choice but to show them the window of the room I had seen the Hoffmisters doing their deeds in. There was no arguing my way out of it, and I soon found myself back at that dreaded place. My brothers, their friends, and I stood in the Hoffmisters' yard, on the side of their house. In the driveway were moving trucks. I wasn't surprised. Those people had been humiliated. I was actually really happy these creeps wouldn't be living down the street from where I sleep anymore. My brother, Darren, confirmed that they were moving away because of the rumors. Well, before I knew it, my brothers were forcing me to climb a tree to get a better look into the window on the side of the house. They wanted to see if there was anything batshit crazy that would be visible in it. And of course, being the pushover I was, I climbed that tree. It seemed like all was going well, until the light in the window shut off. This was the first sign that something was wrong. However, before I could get down from the tree and tell my brothers to piss off, we all heard the front door open. Of course, my brothers and their friends took off, leaving me up in the tree. Eileen must have heard them because the next thing I knew, she was prowling the side of the house and examining the muddy footprints left by my brothers and their friends. This is it, I thought. I'm gonna accidentally snap a branch or fall or something, and she's gonna catch me. But by some miracle, Eileen didn't see me up in her tree and went inside. Well, I hightailed it out of there, leaving my pirate hat, part of my Halloween costume, lying on the ground in their yard. I never wanted to even look at that damn house ever again. I sprinted down my street and through my neighborhood, all the way down to the schoolyard, where my friends and I agreed we'd meet up after my brother's little scheme. And to my utter dismay, my friends were nowhere to be found. All I could say at that point was that my brothers had better still have my damn candy in their possession. It must have been pretty late at that point. There weren't even trick-or-treaters on the streets anymore. I knew my parents were going to kill me, so I started heading home. A walk home on Halloween night was the coolest thing ever. It was peaceful, spooky, and unsettling all at the same time. I kind of liked that creepy feeling. It was what gave Halloween its charm. However, I really don't like the feeling of terror, kind of like the terrifying feeling that came over me when I noticed that I was being followed by Leo Hoffmister's pickup truck. Great. Behind me were Eileen and Leo. Leo, of course, being the lapdog that he was driving. Eileen was sitting in the passenger seat. They knew I had spread those rumors. Who else could have? No one. I was their only visitor in their new house. I ran as fast as I could down the street, their old blue pickup truck continuing to cruise after me. I eventually veered off the sidewalk and into the woods. I ran faster than I ever had in my life that night. Nate, gives the vibes of a sundae, but replacing the ice cream with ramen. Was that in response to something else, Nate? Or did I just miss something? She looked so frightening in the moonlight, her gray, stringy hair being illuminated as the rest of her face remained dark and hidden. Even more frightening was when she had held out my pirate hat and dropped it into my lap. Great. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I skipped a whole paragraph. I am so sorry, you guys. All right, let me backtrack a little bit. All right. Dashing through the woods, I looked back over my shoulder to see her truck, which was parked on the side of the road next to the woods, Holy shit, I thought. I'm dead. These people are nuts. Unfortunately, looking at their truck parked, I did not see the fallen tree trunk in the middle of my path, and as you probably guessed, I tripped over it, knocking every last bit of air out of my lungs when I hit the ground. I crawled, gasping and wheezing for air, and the next thing I knew, the menacing figure of Eileen was standing over me. She looked so frightening in the moonlight. Her gray, stringy hair being illuminated as the rest of her face remained dark and hidden. Even more frightening was when she held out my pirate hat and dropped it into my lap. Great. That was strike 2 for sticking my nose where it didn't belong, and somehow I got the feeling that I wasn't getting a third. "Ah, Patrick, you took a nasty fall," sneered Eileen. "Let us take you to our new house and take care of you. We'll make you feel healed and new." I pleaded with her, telling her that I was fine and I needed to be home. Of course she didn't listen. The witch clutched my wrist and dragged me out of the forest over to their truck. I was dead meat. I was so freaking dead. Well, I would have been if it hadn't been for a passing neighbor who caught the two in the act of forcing me into their truck. Eileen and Leo managed to bullshit their way out of the situation before getting in their truck and quickly driving away, leaving me behind. Oh, Nate, you're currently just eating a Nutella sandwich with buttered toast as bread. Well, I mean, as long as you're enjoying it, I guess. I've never had Nutella myself, so I don't know what I think of it. I know people kind of go crazy for it, though. Like, some people are really into Nutella. I went home and told my parents about the entire ordeal. The cops were called, yet after several days of searching, they were stumped as to the location of the Hoffmisters. According to them, they weren't at their old house, nor had they been to their new one. No record of apartments or hotel rooms were on file either. Those demon-worshipping, child-abusing scum had vanished off the grid. I was fine with that, and decided to try and get on with my life, hopefully never even having to think about the Hoffmisters again. All right, let me grab a hydrate real quick. Oh, I am getting a little out of place. There we go. You need to go grocery shopping, Nate? Yeah, it sounds like it. It does no good for a chef like yourself to not have ingredients. Connor, you're walking your dog. Nate's making you hungry. Oh no. I don't know what kind of neighborhood or location you're in, Connor, but maybe you can grab a little bit of food while you're out walking your dog, even if it's just a snack or something. But I hope the weather's nice over there. And I hope you're enjoying just having some chill time walking your dog. It's nice to just get out of the house for a bit. All right. Hydration debt down. Let's continue. Where were we? There we are. However, it wasn't long before I began noticing some weird shit going on around my neighborhood. Oh dang, you're in the mountains on 5 acres of land? Well, that's really nice as far as like just getting to hang out in nature. Like, I bet it's really pretty there, but doesn't bode so well for you being able to get a snack unless you want to grab some like tree bark or something to chew on. What do I mean by that, you ask? First off, there were a couple of instances where I would see a kid on the street walking up the road in a trance-like state. And where did they walk to? Why, none other than up that damn hill and into the dreaded Hofmeister home. Keep in mind that I was paranoid at the time, and my bedroom window looked right out onto that street. So, I was the only one noticing this stuff. At least, the only one in my house. I tried telling my parents, but they were just annoyed by it, telling me to quit letting my fears get the best of me. I still haven't forgiven them for it to this day. Then again, all I want right now is to tell them I forgive them. Nate, let me see what you got for dinner currently. Spaghetti without any sauce, toasted Nutella sandwich, and bowl of cinnamon toast crunch with OJ since you ran out of milk. Oh no, you put the orange juice in the... Oh dear. Yeah, Nate, you really need to get yourself out shopping. A dandelion, probably the last one of the season. The strange occurrences then began to take an even scarier turn. One night, I woke up to hearing the whispering of my little sister, Nancy. I got out of bed to have a look. As I walked down the hall toward her room, I began to make out what she was saying, things like, uh-huh, and okay, I'll go. I opened her door just in time to see her standing on her knees in her bed, staring out the window. However, that wasn't the scary part. The scary part was seeing a scrawny female shadow being projected onto Nancy's bedroom wall by the moonlight. The second I called out to Nancy, the shadow seemed to scurry off. I rushed over to Nancy, asking her who she was talking to. My little sister hadn't the faintest idea of what I was talking about. Thank you for the follow, Hayato. I hope you're enjoying the stream. Big mommy hug, please. All right, give me one other statement that shows me you're not a bot, and then I'll give you a hug, because we've had other ones like that. So I need to make sure you're not a bot, and then, yeah, sure, you can have a hug. Oh, where was I? I lost my place. All right, there we are. I told my parents, and this time my dad jumped out. Nate seems off. Yeah. We've at least had one or two other bots that post that similar statements. So my guess is it's just a bot, but I like to give a chance at least, because I don't want to just get rid of someone if they're, actually just, coming in. Still weird to say for your first chat, but yes, good job, Nate. That's a good one. I think we're gonna have to get rid of them though. Derpy, are you lurking around? All right. Oh, thank you, Derpy. Been very quiet today. I hope you're just enjoying the story and nothing's wrong. All right, let's get back on track. Hi, Brayden. It's good to see you. My gosh. Okay, we have confirmation that Nate and Connor are not bots. Very good. I had no doubt. I believed in you guys the whole time. Derpy, you're listening, just play. Oh, I hope you're having fun with it, Derpy. All right. Where was I? I totally lost my place now. The big mommy hugs threw me off. I told my parents, and this time... Oh, okay. Let me finish this and then we'll do head pats. I just want to finish the paragraph so I don't lose my place again. I told my parents, and this time my dad jumped out of bed at the prospect of someone standing outside of Nancy's window. However, he went outside to find no one. All right, let's bring you guys over here. Oh, come on. I need to change the pin. Perfect. Hi. We haven't been this close yet today. I've missed you. You've been sitting all the way over there. Time for your head pats, chat. Make sure that you're having a wonderful day and you're nice and cozy. And I hope these head pats help you relax. There. Oh, I forgot I had my gestures locked. There we go. All right. Now get back over there, chat. We've got a story to read. All right. Well, I began to run my mouth again. You'd think I would have learned the first time around. To my brothers, Darren and Bryce, along with their friends, started to develop a newfound interest in all this Eileen talk. Something about that creepy place at the end of the street amused them, gave them a rush. They loved that type of stuff. Another thing to know about Darren and Bryce was that they had a knack for sneaking out of the house on Saturday nights. It's something my parents hated but never really took enough action to prevent. And sure enough, my brothers and their friends snuck out one Saturday night to check out the old Hofmeister house. This time, however, I wouldn't accompany them. But I sure came to know about it because after my brothers went missing that night, one of their friends, who was smart enough to get out of there early on, told me about it. The police went over to the Hofmeister home, search warrant and all, to investigate. They found nothing there. Nothing. However, as usual, I continued to be the one making the terrifying discoveries. This time, it was a VHS tape that I found sticking out of the VCR in my room one morning. Popping the tape in, the first thing I saw on the TV screen was a static shot of a cellar. The cellar was so dark and dingy looking, almost like a dungeon. Suddenly, the camera began to jiggle around a little bit, and whoever was picking it up pointed it at none other than my brother, Darren. Darren was tied down to a chair, unconscious, looking bruised, battered, and abused. Boo! The loud yell from the camera person jolted Darren awake. The camera person was Eileen. She began to laugh sickly as Darren came to his senses, immediately beginning to cry. Who the hell would do this to another human being? I thought. That was my brother, too. I watched in horror as she continued to verbally torment Darren, eventually getting physical with him, smacking him in his face, his chest, and eventually his groin area. This woman was a sick, filthy pedophile. It wasn't until I saw Eileen begin to pull a sickle out of her pocket that I shut the tape off. Part of me wanted to go on. All right, Connor, let's do your chat head pats now. I guess you liked them the first time, so you just needed some more, didn't you? That's okay, though, because I like giving them. I love giving you guys head pats and face traces and all of that stuff. So I'm glad you enjoy it enough to do the redeems. Darren. Yeah, he was a jerk, but like, we don't want that stuff happening to anyone, much less kids. They may have been a bot, but they had the right idea asking for pets. Okay, they may have been a bot, but you guys can have all the hugs that you want. I am planning on Wednesday's stream after we do the display case stuff. We're probably gonna do just some cozy visual ASMR stuff and just chatting. We're just gonna hang out and keep it very casual. Cause whenever I'm doing like the stories or the like adventure worlds and stuff, it's harder for me to just sit and talk with you guys, because if I do, it's gonna take a long time because I get so distracted. But since we're paused right now for some head pats, what are you guys thinking of the story so far? I have a few problems with the writing, but overall, I am interested in it. It might be going a little slower than it needs to, but yeah, I'm enjoying it so far, so I hope you guys are too. All right. Well, I think that's enough head pats for the moment. Let's go ahead and continue our story. Now, you just... Oh no! I made my screen smaller. One day I'll be good at this, I promise. Okay, I shouldn't promise that, but one day I hope to be good at this. Let's smooth that. Okay, there we go. I had to know if Darren was dead, but couldn't watch. I couldn't bear witness to my brother getting tortured like that. I rushed upstairs to my parents' room, leaving the VHS in the cassette player. However, my parents were gone. They had vanished. Oh shit, I thought. Am I next? Well, when I walked downstairs, I stopped dead in my tracks on the stairwell. My blood ran cold as I noticed Eileen Hoffmister in my room, carefully removing the VHS tape from my VCR with latex gloves. Sorry, I just need to turn my camera around. She caught my stare. I swear, the second we made eye contact, my heart skipped a beat. She grinned at me and waved, saying, "I'll be back for you two tonight." And just like that, the witch climbed out of my window and was gone. I rushed to Nancy's bedroom, now frightened out of my wits. Oh, thank God, Nancy was still there. She was sleeping soundly, that is, until I woke her up. I ran in, screaming and crying, probably scaring the poor girl to death. I didn't tell her about the videotape, I just told the police. You got knives, Connor. Good job, you can keep us safe, okay? That night, our neighbor Betty, a frail old woman, babysat us at our house. No one had a clue where the heck our parents were. Outside of our home were 2 police officers keeping watch over the house. Betty was always a great neighbor, such a nice old lady. The nicest woman you'd ever meet. I'm sure she's in heaven right now. If she didn't go to heaven, well, then I don't know who possibly could. Anyways, I was pretty antsy that night, even with the cops guarding the house, and I unfortunately was antsy for a very good reason. When the sun went down, I heard our back door open and close. Was it my parents? I suddenly got very excited, rushing to the door to see them. However, all that was there was one person's muddy footprints on my floor. Something wasn't right. But no one could have gotten into my house, could they? The cops were outside. I rushed upstairs to get Betty. Running into my parents' bedroom, I heard the shower running, banging on the door. I called to Betty to try and get her attention. No answer. Then I realized no one showers with their hearing aid in. Oh no. That's when I heard Nancy scream downstairs. I rushed downstairs, really not wanting to go into her room, but I knew I had to. When I got to her room, yep, you guessed it, she was gone. Window flung open. Where the hell were the cops? Taking matters into my own hands, I got my shoes and ran out the door. Running down the street, my eyes adjusted to the darkness just in time to see Nancy entering the forest. The same forest that lies next to the hill upon which the dreaded Hofmeister home sits. I called out to her desperately, but she was in a trance, just like those other kids I had seen. But no one would believe me then. Mustering up every ounce of courage I had, I ran after Nancy as she disappeared into the darkness of the woods. I ran deep into the forest, my feet making loud, crunching noises on the gravel path beneath me. Catching up to Nancy, I pleaded and begged her to come home. She couldn't snap out of it. I began pulling her away, but she continued to walk deeper into the woods. Then, to make matters worse, I spotted Eileen, who was about 30 to 40 feet down the path from us. I couldn't snap Nancy out of this damn trance. I'll never forget the way her eyes looked, hypnotized and dilated. It reminded me of the trance that snake Ka from the Jungle Book put people in. Out of pure desperation, I reared back and slapped Nancy in the face, finally snapping her out of her trance. She had no idea what the hell was going on. She just knew to run from Eileen. Eileen immediately broke into a run after us. I'd never seen a woman in her 60s run that fast. Faster and faster we ran. We were getting away until Nancy's nightgown got caught on a tree branch. I tugged and tugged at her nightgown, desperately trying to free her. Eileen got closer and closer, snickering sickly under her breath. When Eileen got within about 15 feet of us, Nancy's gown finally tore away from that damn tree branch. We darted to the exit of the woods, rushing out onto the street. Right, Derpy, I felt the same way. The Jungle Book reference really took the winds out of the suspense. And that's one of... Okay, we're pausing again because I need to talk to you guys. But yeah, that's kind of been my problem with the writing in this. Like, the story content is engaging. I'm interested in the story, but like little things like that are thrown in where it just kind of kills the mood. And there's some other parts where like there's just a lot of word repetition. Like he'll say, I went downstairs to get Nancy. Nancy was downstairs, blah, blah, blah. Something like that. And it really kind of breaks the flow. Not that I'm like, an expert writer. Like, this guy's got apparently a book coming out in fall, so he must know a thing or two about writing. But it's been something that's been a running issue for me with this story so far. But Anyway, I digress. Easily distracted and all that. Let's send you back over there and we'll continue the story. Get over there. There you go. All right. I looked back over my shoulder just in time to see Eileen turn around and disappear into the darkness of the woods. We looked around on the street, trying to find a police car that was supposed to be guarding our house. When we finally found them, they didn't even realize we were missing. The morons were smoking freaking Cubans instead of guarding our house from kidnappers. Unbelievable. I had never felt so neglected and unprotected in my life. My parents were gone, and now the police weren't even looking after me. The idiotic officers went and got Betty, driving the three of us down to the police station. Finally, a place I'd be safe, right? Gonna take a quick drink today. Gosh, you guys don't even need to hydrate me today. I'm doing it all on my own. Those police are definitely... Yeah, that's like really, really fishy, Derpy. If they're not into it, that's like one of the worst police forces. Oh, that was very much needed. Right, hydration debt down to 4. Almost there, you guys. But yeah, they're definitely either in on it or she hypnotized them or something. You'd like to, but you want this debt to finally be over. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you for helping me get clear of my debt, Derpy. You're a good one. Okay. Trying to explain to the cops that my sister was placed under some kind of voodoo hypnotism spell was like talking to a brick wall. Some cops are so ignorant, not open-minded at all. That's something I don't miss about Earth. People in authority were such douchebags. At least Betty agreed to stay the night there with us. See what I'm talking about? Nicest lady you'll ever meet. There we go. At some point, I fell asleep in the police station, and so did Betty and Nancy. What we woke up to was not at all what anyone ever wants to wake up to. Outside the station, a roar filled the air. The roar was like nothing I had ever heard before. That roar sounded like it came straight from the mouth of hell. The screams of policemen filled the air outside as we listened, scared for our lives. It wasn't until the roaring died down and the screaming stopped that we dared look out the window. And let me say, it wasn't a pleasant sight. Dozens of bodies were just scattered all over the parking lot. And here we were, tucked in a room in the back of the station, helpless. Nancy, Betty, and I crept down the halls of the station, trying to find an exit. We passed an office just in time to get a look at one of the computer monitors, one that had CCTV footage being fed to it. What we saw on the monitor was shocking. Eileen ripping the side door of the station off its hinges. What was even more shocking was her face. Her eyes were demonic, her skin rotted and scarred like a zombie. Her teeth looked grotesque, as if she had meth mouth or something. Why the hell did she look like that? Now I know the answer. She was possessed. that sick witch had willingly conjured up a spell to get herself possessed, just to get her hands on us. The witch ripped the door off its hinges, rushing down the hallway toward us. She had us cornered in the office, and Betty... Oh, God, poor Betty. I couldn't believe my eyes. Eileen just picked Betty up by the throat, taunting her. It wasn't until Betty began to utter the Lord's Prayer that Eileen was sent into a fit of rage, pinning Betty to the wall and tearing her limb from limb. Right in front of me and Nancy, too. Looking back, I can't even believe a 5-year-old girl was forced to watch something so awful. I had never seen anything so terrible. Of course, now I've seen billion times worse. Well, after Betty was slowly disemboweled, Eileen collected Nancy and me. Leo drove up to the police station, and into the blue truck we went. No neighbor to save us this time. People with meth mouth are actually possessed by demons. Yeah, that's just science, Derpy. You didn't know that? Before I knew it, I was back at the awful place known as the Hoffmeister home. No furniture this time, no creepy portraits, no lights on. Just an empty shell of pure evil. Eileen and Leo took us into the living room, where they began to bicker with one another. Leo wanted to have his fun with Nancy, but Eileen told him to wait. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I wanted to get up and rip his head off. If only I could have. To this day, I wish I could have beat the hell out of that sick bastard. During this, I started to wonder where David was, probably meeting the same fate as my brothers and their friends did. And my parents. Oh God, please tell me they didn't too. Nah, it's people without skin, Nate, who scavenge dead bodies and collect their eyes. Those are demons. Isn't that just, good witchcraft? We need ingredients, right? Leo eventually got impatient with Eileen, telling her he was going to get what he wanted for a change. He turned to look at my little sister, precious little Nancy, grinning. "Come here, sunshine," he exclaimed. That rotten creep threw himself upon Nancy. I rushed at him, attempting to stop him. All I accomplished was getting a backhand to the face. When Eileen intervened, telling him he needed to wait, she received a punch to the jaw. Well, that was a horrible idea on Leo's part. Did that moron forget his wife was possessed? Eileen grabbed Leo, picking him up by the back of the neck. Nancy and I took our chance and ran away. Of course, the front door was right in the path of Eileen, so we had to run deeper into the house to find another way out. I looked back over my shoulder just in time to see Eileen begin to bite down hard on her husband's face, chewing it like a dog on a bone. Leo's cries of pain were both horrifying and reassuring to me. He deserved what he got. Nancy and I rushed through the house, desperately trying to find a way out. Why did that house have to be so big? It was like a maze. And the fact that we could hear Eileen's demonic growling as she desperately tried to relocate us, well, that didn't help either. Finally, we found a window that looked out over the side of the hill. I quickly unlocked it, hearing Eileen's footsteps grow nearer and nearer. There was a screen on the window, and I reared back and threw my hands into it, tearing it. Guided Nancy out, all the while listening to the haunting sounds of Eileen's feet hitting the wood floors. As Nancy jumped out, I yelled at her to run. I didn't have to tell her twice. As I began making my way out the window, I suddenly felt the hand or claw of Eileen grabbed my shoulder. I screamed out, but no one was coming to help. Hi, Blake. Scavenge as in eat the body. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying, Nate. Hi, Blake. It's good to see you. I'm glad you're not dead. Yay, the old lady lives. Oh my gosh. Aren't you glad to see Nate again, Blake? But yeah, it's good to see you again. I'm sorry you had such a busy week last week. And I hope it really is much better this week. Of course you did. All right, let's get a hydrate. That was a good hydrate, though. Thank you, Blake. All right, we are an hour in, and I think we're maybe about at the halfway mark at this, maybe a little bit more. So I don't think we're going to get to the the two sequels, even though they're much shorter, but we'll see. We'll at least get through this one anyway. Eileen picked me up with the strength of an Olympic strongman, carrying me down the hallway and over to the basement. No, please, no, I thought. Not the basement. Please, not the basement. Well, basement it was, as Eileen flung open the door and carried me down into the musty cellar. She got to the bottom of the stairs, clutching me in her arms, and flicked a light on. Immediately, a grisly figure was displayed by the dim light of the basement. It was a 7-foot-tall statue of the devil himself, complete with ram horns, ghoulish eyes, saber teeth, forked tail, and hooved feet. This was what they were bowing down to that night. It must have been. But now it was in the basement. Eileen plopped me down in a wooden chair so that I was face to face with this horrible statue. She tied me down. This time, it really is it, I thought. Eileen then pulled out a black book with some sort of satanic symbol on the front. I tried begging and pleading with her, telling her I was sorry for the rumors I spread. I even offered to tell the whole town that I was lying and that the tales were made up. Why did I even bother? Eileen was having none of it. I then began to cry, asking her why she had to kill my brothers and my parents. Once I said this, Eileen developed a confused expression on her face. I did what to them? She asked in her deep, demonic voice. Did you kill my parents? I said. Patrick, said Eileen. Lucifer does not want to just see people die. He wants to see them in hell with him. What? I asked in a sheepish tone. Why, you could say your family is more alive than ever now, she exclaimed. And that's when the awful truth was revealed. Out from the dark corner of the basement, behind the statue, came my parents, my brothers, their friends, and those kids I'd seen walking into the house. David was also among them, but they walked in a zombie-like manner. When they all stepped into the light, I saw into their pitch-black, possessed eyes. Those horrible eyes were not the eyes of the people I knew. They all looked dirty and abused, and their skin looked like it had begun to decay. Eileen grinned with glee at this sight. You see, Patrick, she said, Mommy and Daddy are here. Say hi to Mommy and Daddy. I looked at my parents, desperately trying to get them to respond to me, but they were gone. It was an awful feeling. "Hail Lucifer!" shouted Eileen. "Hail Lucifer!" shouted or repeated the hypnotized people in monotone zombie fashion. Hell zombies, yes they are, Nate. Eileen then looked at me. "And now you'll join them." Eileen opened the black book and began reciting incantations. The zombies, people I once knew, encircled me and began reciting with Eileen. I pleaded with my brothers, with David, with my parents, but it was no use. They were lost. Suddenly, the statue's lifelike lips began to quiver intensely. I thought I was dreaming. It's funny. When something like this happens, all you think to yourself is, "Holy crap, is this really happening?" The statue's eyelids began to quiver as well, before opening to reveal pitch-black eyes. The eyes began to glow a vibrant red, just as the statue's jaw began to unhinge. And then a loud roar erupted from the statue. This roar was even worse than Eileen's demonic roar, louder and much deeper. White mist, in the shape of a human skull, started to rise up from behind the statue as Eileen shouted in English, "Beastie's hungry!" Okay, that... like I said, some of the writing choices in this, I can't get behind them. But I guess Beastie's hungry, so Beastie's gotta eat. Let me catch up on chat for a second. Derpy, man, honestly, devil worship is kind of boring in horror at this point. Why not have them worship something else like the Aztec gods or something? I would be much more interested in that, Derpy. And yeah, like demon worship, it's kind of it doesn't hit with me so much in horror stories. Not to say it can't still be done well. I can still enjoy stories featuring those things, but yeah, it's not one of my favorite themes. I screamed a blood-curdling scream as the mist made a beeline for me, shooting straight into my mouth, down my throat. I screamed as I felt the evil spirit make its way into my belly, wriggling around in my insides. My high-pitched screams slowly began to grow deeper and deeper, turning into a demonic roar. This is what it felt like to become possessed. I was Eileen's now, but even worse, I was Lucifer's. The last months of my life were agonizing as I lost myself, lost who I was as a person. I became the evil zombie slave of Eileen Hoffmeister, working to serve the devil himself. It was like a dream. I was in control of my actions, but I wasn't at the same time. My slave labor ended when my body began to slowly decay. That was when Eileen disposed of me, likely going on to replace me with another poor child. And that is why I am here, or that is why I am where I am now. It doesn't make sense to me at all. I don't deserve to be in this place. Sure, I lived out the last moments of my life serving God's adversary, but it wasn't my choice. Why then am I here? Some sort of mistake? Did heaven run out of space? Or does everyone just go here? Are my parents here too? My brothers? Perhaps that is the worst part. I'm not even granted the answers to these questions. I just live in total darkness and extreme heat. Regardless, I know it is Eileen's fault I am here. It's all Eileen's fault. It was Eileen who stole me from heaven's true light, and that is why, from hell, I write. Sorry for that. It's just, I used to like to rhyme when I was young. The end. Not the way I would have ended the story. Um, there is a sequel and then another part after that. The sequel is called Nancy's Angel Face. Um, I don't know. After this, I don't know how keen I am to continue on to the sequels. But if you guys are interested, we can move on to those because we actually did finish in time. I based on the scroll bar, I thought we had a lot more to get through. Let me catch up on chat a little bit. Nate, Raw, give us your blessings and smite this fool with the waves of the precious and bountiful sun. Also, devil worship, saw we, as horror hits different after having been called a devil. Yeah, I suppose that would be true. Derpy, I'm the evil zombie slave to a devil worshipper. Sounds like it does sound like an anime title. Oh my gosh. You're very right, Derpy. And honestly, it might be kind of entertaining. I usually avoid animes with titles like that, but it might be interesting. Wasn't there one of Satan working at a McDonald's? Yeah, the devil is a part-timer or something like that. I've never watched it, but I've heard some good things about it. Yeah, Derpy got it. Christian mom with Christian friends. I mean, not all Christians are like that. It's just I think most religious people in general do, whatever their religion is, I do think most of them mean well. Uh, there are definitely a lot of people who use religion for negative, heck, not just negative, malicious intent. People who are selfish with how they use religion. Um, but you do have plenty of other people who really are good and just want to help everyone. Most millennial religious people can be overbearing at times. Mm, the ones that I have met in person have been, but I mostly don't. I mostly don't meet a lot of people who are very religious. I myself do some very light, casual pagan stuff, um, but it's more in the sense of honoring nature, and because that's basically what it is. I'm an atheist in the sense that I don't believe in like a higher power god. Um, what I do with my pagan stuff is I basically just give honor, pay whatever you want to call it. It's not really worship exactly, but we can call it worship. A deified uh, sense of the universe. Brayden, you're back for head pats. Gosh, you could feel them, couldn't you, Brayden? Can't believe they got takes fresh off from the crusade. Well, do you guys want to continue to the sequel of this story, or should we try to find another one? I'll leave it up to you guys. Um, Derpy, did we ever figure out how to start polls? Because we could do a poll. But otherwise, you can just let me know in chat if you want to if you want to move on to the sequel. You make something up, I say. Oh, you want me to make up a story? Um, Gosh, I don't know if I I don't know if I could do a very good one. Hit us with your best campfire story. See, I'm never good at telling stories when I'm put on the spot. It's it's only when we're just like standing around and then I just pull it out of nowhere and start rambling on about something. You get 1 week of prep time? Oh no, I might be committed. Oh, um, JJ Kraza or Crazy? Kraza? However you pronounce it. It's good to see you, JJ. I hope you've been enjoying the stream. I mean, if you followed, I assume you have been. It wasn't the best story ever, but you know, it was interesting enough. And now I don't know, we might end up just doing some like head pats and stuff for the rest of the evening if we don't figure out something we want to watch. You can do it. Okay, ASMR stream, please. All right. Well, Brayden wants the ASMR stuff. Wanted the poll to be whether or not to yeah. I guess if we can put 3 options, Derpy, let's do you got it? Oh, wait. I got what? I forgot what that's in response to, Connor. Give me the the context. I moved on maybe, or I'm just being stupid. Bleach. Hi, it's good to see you. How are you doing today? Oh, Connor, you want me to make a story? Okay. Wold. Hi, Wold. It's good to see you. Normally we would be doing stories right now, but I'm not sure if we're going to or if we're just gonna do. We might actually do me making up a story while giving you guys head pats. Let's give that a try and see how horribly I do at it. But I would like to see a poll if Derpy can get it up and running though, because I do want to see if you guys are interested in finishing the trilogy. Oh no, I suppose I am being kind of creepy. Like the astral creep emoji, it kind of is me going at you for head pats. I never thought about that till just now. Blake, haven't I missed your creative input? Sure, let's call it that. We'll call it your creative input. But yeah, okay, let me think. What kind of Ooh, yes. Derpy got the poll. Alright. So, should we continue the trilogy? Either way, I think we will continue. Oh my gosh, those dog emojis are amazing. Where did those come from? Corgi cam? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to look at that. Is it really just a is it a what kind of a stream is it? Is it like really just keeping a camera on a dog or something? Oh, hi Chome, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're lurking around. Right, we got 2 votes for no on the trilogy. And honestly, I don't blame you guys. That first entry into the trilogy, it didn't really make us want to read further into it so much. 3 for no. All right, it's looking like we're just gonna hang out here. Bold, it's from a game streamer. Ooh. Oh wait, a game streamer that you were? No, Derpy, don't don't encourage Blake. We don't need her getting a big head. She's gonna think she owns the place. She's just gonna be like the manager, walking around with her, big stogie in her mouth, saying, "Here's what you should do next. This is what you gotta do to win the people over." Gosh, I'll never hear the end of it, I tell ya. We're gonna hang out here, prepares pillow. Okay. Yeah, it's, okay. The poll's got a little bit of time left, but we're just gonna chill here. We're not gonna continue the trilogy. And I'm okay with that. All right. Let me take a second. Let me see if I can think up a general story to tell. Like, I don't want it to just be a repeat of something that I've heard before. How's my favorite streamer? Oh my gosh. Gosh, I appreciate it. I hope I'm not your favorite streamer. I'm not good enough to be anyone's favorite streamer. I've got so much work to do. Don't worry, you're always here to rival authority from the elderly. Good job, Nate. Oh, before I start the story, though. But Wold, I'm doing good tonight. It's been a nice day. I worked half a shift and then kind of just hung out the rest of the day. Before I start telling a story, though. Oh my gosh, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I question your judgment, but I appreciate it. Right, so that's why you're my favorite. Your constant want to try and make things better, and how, oh, thank you, Derpy. Yeah, I do want to keep making the stream better. German guy, God bless you all. Have a good day. Oh, thank you, German guy. Can you give me, just because that's your first chat though, can you give me another message just to make sure you're not a bot? I just want to make sure. Thank you in German. Isn't thank you. Okay, perfect. Thank you, German guy. I'm happy. We had a bot earlier today, so just spreading love. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Thank you, German guy. But yeah, I think thank you in German, isn't that like a Dankeschön or something? Something along those lines. I took like 1 year of German in Danke. Oh, that's right. What is a Dankeschön then? Is that like thank you very much? Okay. Are you actually from German? Or are you actually from German? Are you actually from Germany? Oh, right. I got off track. I was gonna tell you guys about the Cursed 13. And this isn't the story, this is before the story. So if you guys have not seen on our Discord server, we have funny moments with Astral Cricket. Oh my gosh. And some of them are even intentional funny moments. Before the end of this stream, I will get this announcement out. But if you guys have not yet seen on our Discord server, we have started voting for the Cursed 13, which is something that I'm doing for October. We're still going to continue doing our spooky, scary Sunday, oh my gosh, I can't talk. Spooky, scary story Sunday streams. We're still going to continue doing those in October, but for all of our other streams, we'll have 13 non-Sunday streams in the month of October. You've been vanished. Oh no, we lost Wold. Oh no. We gotta bring him back. We gotta go fight Thanos now. Okay, guys, I hope the rest of you aren't vanishing, because I can't do that on my own. I don't have the power for it. I need you guys. But each of these 13 streams, just hit the... Oh, you're right. Just hit the rewind button. See, this is why I need you, Nate. Otherwise, I would have been going and fighting Thanos. But each of these 13 streams are going to be a different game. It'll kind of be like a sampler. And so I have a collection of horror games. Oh, Funky, thank you for joining. It's good to travel the astral plane with you. I'm glad you're enjoying this stream enough to follow, and I hope I can continue to, well, be entertaining enough. I don't know what you see in me, but I'll keep doing it. Oh yeah, forgot about that. Thought you were just going to talk about how the word number 13 is cursed. No, I couldn't resist because I wanted to do something like this anyway. It just so happened to come out to 13 streams. So I thought Curse 13 would be a nice little catchy name for this October Halloween event. So we've got this collection of horror games that is listed. It's games that I already have in my library. So I listed them out, and you can vote for as many as you want to see me play. If you want to vote for all of them, you go right ahead and vote for all of them. But the 13 with the highest votes, those are all going to be in the Cursed 13 streams. And if they're popular enough with you guys, we might, continue some of them to finish them outside of the Cursed 13. But, for the most part, it's going to be just, we're going to get as far as we get in any given game for each of these Cursed 13 streams. Funky, it's not always a cursed... That is true. It's not always a cursed number. It definitely varies by culture. You'll always be my favorite stream. Oh, thank you, Wold. I appreciate you. And you guys will always be my favorite chat people. You're the only ones I know. Well, okay, that's not true. I know other chat people, but, you're my chat, so you're the best. In my completely unbiased view. Nate, what if we have ties? We gonna hold tiebreakers? I'm still deciding what I'm gonna do with ties. I think I'm kind of just gonna cross that bridge when I get to it, but I'm definitely thinking about it. It's been in my head. Voting's going to last through the end of the month, though, so you still have plenty of time. You can, change your votes however many times you want. Vote for as many as you want. I'm gonna lock them in on the last day of September, which will be the 30th. And then our first actual Cursed 13 stream will be on October 2nd, because October 1st is one of my off days, which is good because it gives me some time to prepare for it. Hi, Minori. I haven't seen you for a bit. It's good to see you. I hope you're doing all right today. Blake, just gonna force me to play the one you like? It's good to have you back, Blake. Playing the grandma card if you need to. Oh no, grandma's demanding it. What was I gonna say next? I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I'm not sure yet if if I'm going to do a stream on Halloween. That's still something I need to decide. It's going to be on a Thursday, so normally it would be a day where I don't stream. But I am considering making a special exception for it, 'cause it's Halloween, you know? Like, come on. I feel like I gotta do something for all of you, especially with, the thing I've thought about with holidays is like, I'll have plans with friends and family and stuff for different things, but I also, if I can, I want to be able to do, I want to be able to do something for the people who don't really have anywhere else to go, like, for something like Thanksgiving, at least for you Americans, in chat. Like, if you don't have anything you're doing on Thanksgiving, that can be really lonely, and it can kind of get to some people. So I kind of want to be able to do something, so I can at least share the holiday with some of those people, but I don't know if I'll be able to because of, other commitments. Aw, Simply Lost, it's good to see you. I'm glad you're following here in the astral plane. I hope you are enjoying the stream. You'll play the cook card. Oh yeah, everyone knows that Chef trumps grandma. It's just a fact of nature. Halloween should be the finale of the 13. I did kind of think of that, and I suppose I could, because otherwise Wednesday would be the finale. I could just swap Wednesday and Thursday so that I'm off on Wednesday, and then we do a Thursday stream. I don't know if I will be on Friday though, so that might work actually. I haven't mentioned it yet, but my girlfriend is actually going to be visiting me again at the very beginning of November. November 2nd is when she'll get in here, so I don't know if I'll have the same week-long break that I did before, but there might be a bit of a hiatus or a more eclectic schedule. You want to break Grandma's heart? Oh my gosh. Blake, you keep embracing it, and I'm going to give you a Discord role that's like just Astral Grandma or something. Nate, your heart is already somewhat broken. Getting a Holter monitor tomorrow? What's a Holter monitor? I assume that's something like a not a, oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the word. I'm assuming it monitors heart activity though. Oh, Damon, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it so much. All of you who follow, it honestly, it always makes me so happy when any of you decide to follow, even if you just end up lurking, or if you just popped in for the one stream and I never end up seeing you guys again. I still appreciate the fact that you cared enough to give a follow. Makes me feel like, I'm actually doing something right. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoy your time here. Blake, I hear you refused an invite to the flyouts by Miss Trim herself. No, I mean, okay. So here's the thing. Blake likes to play VTOL VR. And my girlfriend was playing with him today. She started learning how to fly, and she invited, well, not really invited, she just she suggested that maybe I could fly as well. And I said that if she wanted me to, I would, but I am not particularly keen on it. It will make me sick if I try to fly a VR plane. That said, though, Blake, I do need to take you to a world in VR chat that I found yesterday where you can fly some ships in space. It was a pretty neat world. I liked it a lot, and it didn't make me VR sick. And Blake the grandma, yeah, it's it's gonna be canon. Nate and Connor are already behind it. Gonna maybe be Peppino from Pizza Tower this year. For Halloween, Nate, that'd be a pretty fun one. Oh, Funky, you still need to work on your Halloween outfit? Yeah, I haven't done a Halloween costume for a few years. Actually, maybe more than a few years. I wish it was appropriate for adults to go trick-or-treating. If it was socially appropriate, I would totally do it. Like, honestly, I don't see anything wrong with it. Like, as long as it's all in good fun, I would be fine if I had some adult trick-or-treaters genuinely coming to the door. But they have to wear, like, a proper costume, you know? None of these, like, oh, just break out the Rem cosplay. I mean, I could. I would need to get a different wig cap, though, because, like I said before, it was way too tight. I was getting lightheaded from that. Oh, Funky, you need to change outfit from Harley Quinn for... Oh, you usually go as Harley Quinn? That's so cool. Is it, which version of Harley do you go as? I'm gonna get a quick drink real quick. Is it the animated series version, like the Harley Quinn series? All right, delicious. All right, let me knock one down on our hydration debt. Come on. Okay. Oh my gosh. We're down to... Oh no, it didn't go. It's denying me. What the heck? Why won't it... No, I can't reduce the hydration debt. How dare it? Did I... No? I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. No, it's still not doing it. Okay. Well, oh, I see how it is, Blake. Fine, I won't reduce the number anyway. Gosh. I'm down to 4. Why can't you just let me be clear of my debt? Okay. Oh my gosh. I got a little behind on chat. You guys are chatting too much. I like it when you guys chat too much, though. It's always a lot of fun for me to just talk with you guys. That's one of my favorite things about streaming. I'd much rather chat with you guys than, like, play things a lot of times. Let's see, where was I? Blake the grandma. How bad is it gonna be? Oh, for the monitor, Nate? Derpy, you're putting Grandma Blake in a rocking chair on the animated emote list. Oh my gosh, I love it. Oh, that does remind me. So as fun as, like, I love Derpy's emotes that have, like, kind of that scuff vibe to them. But I am talking to another friend of mine about getting some more traditional emotes to have alongside them. And so I'm hoping we'll get those sometime in the near future. I talked to him and we got like a price per emote settled, and I just need to tell him what exactly I want. So I have a few in mind. Yeah, if you guys have any suggestions as well, I'll definitely take those into consideration. But yeah, they're not going to be anything like too crazy. They're kind of just going to be the standard ones, like, hugs, happy, whatever. Don't do this to me. Too late, already on the list. Yeah, once it's on the list, there's no going back. Sorry, Blake. I really want to see that too, Derpy. Adult trick-or-treating is waiting to buy the candy in November while it's all on clearance. Absolutely. And I actually work in retail, so I'm at the ground floor of it. But sometimes it doesn't go as far on clearance as I would like it to. Like, it used to get really cheap at my work, but now it doesn't seem like it goes down as far. I'm really upset about that. Funky, you have a few versions, but usually Margot Robbie look. Okay, yeah, that's a good look, and that one's pretty much the same as the animated series, right? I think I think they use the same design. Do you have you ever had anyone go as Ivy alongside you? Because that would be a lot of fun. I kind of want to do that with my girlfriend. I want to be Poison Ivy from the Harley Quinn series because that's my favorite version of her. I want to be Poison Ivy and I want her to be Harley. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Blake, did someone say hydration? I absolutely did, and of course you jumped on it, you goobers. You have thought of Velma out. A Velma outfit would be good, especially if you've got some other people that could go as the other oh my gosh, I'm blanking on the group's name. All I keep thinking of is the Mystery Machine. Mystery Inc. That's what it is. If you could get the other people for it, that would be a lot of fun too. Funky. And Velma shouldn't be that hard. I don't think any of them really should be, except maybe Daphne. Daphne might take a little bit more effort. You're gonna go as a dirt bike rider so you can ride your dirt bike? Alright, just don't get yourself in trouble, Connor. Don't ride it anywhere you shouldn't ride it. But yeah, that'll be really cool. You guys have some good costume ideas. Derpy, would be nice to have the standard set. Oh, yeah. And honestly, we have quite a few spaces open for emotes. I kind of want to get some uh badges for you guys, like the subscriber badges and the bit badges, but there's a lot of stuff. I've got a lot of things I want to do for you guys, especially with I feel bad that I don't really have any subscriber benefits other than, the no ads, which, because I don't really play ads all that often, that doesn't really do much for you guys. So yeah, if I could get some subscriber emotes in there, I think that would be good too. I like to give all of you guys as much stuff for free as I can, though, and that's why it's made the subscriber benefits so hard, because every time I think of something, I'm like, well, I just want to do that for everyone. Shaggy, Fred, Daphne, and Scooby. Yeah, I remember their names. I just didn't remember like what the whole group was called. Mystery Inc. I kind of like this one with the fingers. What do you guys think of this one? I don't know. I kind of like it for some reason. Funky, you did Batman once and met a random person dressed as Joker. That's cool. Did you guys like interact or take pictures or anything? That's kind of one of the fun things to see at like conventions. You'll see two random people who just happen to dress as like connected characters, and they just have a little RP moment, and it's kind of fun to watch. Blake, you've been going as a guy for 27 years. I think you need to work on that costume. It's not very convincing to me. Sorry. Nate, your neighbor does an insane Beetlejuice. Oh my gosh, really? Like, does he go all out on the makeup and stuff? That's great. I kind of got burned out on watching Beetlejuice, but I do enjoy it. Michael Keaton's character of Beetlejuice is just so iconic at this point. I haven't seen the new one, but Ryan told me that it was fun, so I'll have to watch it at some point. But I'm not gonna go out of my way probably. I'll just see it whenever I see it. Funky, you did a cheap Batman suit somewhere with a guy in proper Iron Man suit where people wanted my. That's the thing. Like, we see a lot of quote unquote good costumes and cosplays, but sometimes the like really do it yourself ones, they just, I don't know, they have a different vibe, and it's kind of more fun sometimes. I think people like that because a lot of people, they don't have the money or the time to get a good costume put together. But yeah, I do wanna break out the Rem and Ram cosplays again, because once I get a new wig cap, like I said, because I didn't get to cosplay with my girlfriend all that much. And in the short time that we were cosplaying together, we did get asked for a couple pictures, and I'm pretty sure it's because we were like attached as the hip at attached at the hip, like we were holding hands the whole time that we were dressed as them, and I think people liked that. Been going as a sane person for 24. Oh my gosh, you guys, you're a bunch of dorks. Yeah, I think my favorite Halloween costume I think I ever went as was I did have a splicer one that I really liked. It wasn't anything like fancy, but I liked it. But I also went as Locke from Nightmare Before Christmas, the little trick-or-treater kid with the devil costume. Because, I have red hair, so we like gelled my hair in the little horns like he has. And I didn't have a mask, but I really liked that costume. It was really simple, and it was just a lot of fun. Funky. It was before first. Oh wow, that was a long time ago. Before the first Iron Man movie came out. Best thing you heard was mom telling her kid, "Don't tug Batman's cape." Aw, that's so cute. Batman's got some crime to fight. He can't have you tugging at his cape, kid. Okay, so Funky, it sounds like you've had a lot of cosplays. So what's your favorite one you've done? Actually, all of you, I want to know what your favorite cosplays or Halloween costumes you've done. I want to know about them. I want to know what you guys have dressed as. Nate, best part, the Beetlejuice guy can bulge his eyes out to look like they'll pop out of you. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I've seen people do that before. It's so gross. Oh my gosh. I used to, when I was a lot younger and it didn't bother me so much, I used to be able to do that thing where you like, pull your eyelid down and you start like just pushing your eyeball to gross people out. I used to be able to do that without a problem, but now, I'm not going to do it unless I have an eyelash or something. Oh, Connor, you've done Luffy? That's really cool. I suppose that one's not a very difficult one to do, so that's a pretty good choice. Let's see, what other costumes have I done? Unfortunately, I haven't really done a lot of feminine costumes because I didn't really start. I didn't come out as trans until like after I was kind of too old to be trick or treating. So most of the costumes I've had have been masculine costumes. I did dress as I dressed as, I think his name was Sasha 9 from Psychonauts, if any of you are into that. It's been years since I played it, but I really liked it. It was a fun game. I never played the second. Blake, you've been Obi-Wan when you were like, ooh, nice. I was Luke Skywalker once. I was actually pretty happy with that costume. Luke isn't one of my, he's not one of my favorite characters, but I worked out because at the time my hair was kind of the same length as Luke's, so it worked out, even though it wasn't the same color. Oh, so 1 year, I was like really little, like, gosh, it was less than third grade. I don't remember exactly what year though. But anyway, I was dressed as, it wasn't a Power Ranger, it was like a generic knockoff Power Ranger. And so what they called it on the costume was like Space Ranger or something. And like I remember walking down the street on Halloween and people kept commenting on my Power Ranger costume, and little Astral was just like, "No, I'm not a Power Ranger. I'm a Space Ranger or whatever." And I was very bothered about that people were just assuming I was a Power Ranger. But, that's what it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be like a knockoff Power Ranger. Nate, you did. Oh, wait. Derpy. The funniest Halloween costume was when your sister bought you an adult version of the Tigger onesie you wore when you were a bit. Aw, that's kind of cute. Yeah, I've never worn one of those onesies, I don't think. Oh wait, was it like oh, Cockobud? I hope I pronounced that right, Cockobud. Thank you for following. It's good to see you in the astral plane. I hope you're having a good time and a good day. But was it Derpy, was it one of the onesies with like the long legs and long sleeves, or was it like what the babies wear with where there's no legs? Because that kind of makes a difference in my mental image. Nate, you did 2 years back to back of Terminator, then Agent. Ooh, I like Agent Smith. I'm partial to Hugo Weaving. the actor who plays Agent Smith. I always enjoy seeing him. Derpy, you said if she bought it, you would wear it, and she followed through. You're a man of your word, Derpy. Can't knock you for that. Ooh, Funky, you have a Ghostbusters jumpsuit? Does it look good? I would love to get like a really nice proton pack. That would be amazing. Hi, Mitsuri. It's good to see you again. How are you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Oh, it's probably like, what time is it for you? Morning or like 10 o'clock or something? I think that's about what it was last time I saw you. Oh, Blake, you tried building a proton pack? That sounds kind of familiar. I feel like you might have told me about it before, but I'm not sure. How far did you get with it? Oh my gosh, Derpy, I need to stretch. Okay, let's send you guys back over there so I can stretch real quick. Oh my gosh. That's not the right button. All right. Okay, get over there. Oh my gosh, my leg is in the chair. How did that happen? All right. And if you all have been sitting for a long time, make sure you get up and oh my gosh. Make sure there we go. This is fine. Make sure you guys get up and stretch too, because we got to keep the blood flowing. We can't let you get too sedentary. Oh my gosh, my bones are cracking. I'm too old. What the heck? You guys call Sawi the old lady, but it's really me. Oh, that feels really nice. All right, let's do one of these. Oh, more things cracking. What the heck? Connor, you didn't give me enough stretches. You're usually the one who gives me the stretches. I sat for too long and now all my bones are falling apart. All right, there we go. That was a good stretch. Thank you, Derpy. I think it was Derpy. Yeah, Derpy redeemed it. Thank you very much, Derpy. That was a good stretch. Now let's bring y'all back to me. Welcome back. I hope you had a good stretch. Let me pull chat over here so I can catch up a bit. And as soon as we catch up on chat, we're probably gonna go ahead and end stream because it is that time. But, you guys know how bad I am about catching up on chat, so we'll see. Rage Quitter, who's this? Oh my gosh, you are too kind, Rage Quitter. This cutie is named Rage Quitter, and I just met him, or them. I don't know your pronouns. But it's good to see you in chat. I hope you're enjoying yourself. Oh, thank you for the follow. Always happy to have a new traveler in the astral plane. We are just about to wrap up stream here, at least as soon as I catch up on chat. Oh my gosh, Mitsuri, it's 12:20 in the evening. Why am I so bad at knowing what time it is for you? Jeez, I'm not very good at this. I'm sorry. I need to just, because you said you're in Tokyo, right? I just need to figure out how many hours ahead you are so then I can like lock it in my mind. Funky, you need a decent proton pack. Been thinking of making one. Are you good at making stuff like that? Are you pretty crafty, Funky? Nate loved Ghostbusters. Honestly, who doesn't love Ghostbusters? Like, Ghostbusters 2 is still fun, not as good, but like the first Ghostbusters, just amazing. Like, how do you not like Ghostbusters? I probably need to show my girlfriend. I don't know if she's seen it. I actually did like, I also liked the remake with Melissa McCarthy and the all-female cast of Ghostbusters. I really enjoyed that one. Um, like, definitely not the same as the original, but you just need to like separate the two. Derpy, when you were a baby, the onesie was short sleeve, but the adult one was all there. Okay. That's kind of what I figured. You'd have to go to like a special store if you wanted to get the ones without the pant legs. Blake, planning, your dad got an... Oh, yeah, if you try to go perfectionist on some of those crafting things, that can really kill the motivation. It's got to stay fun for you guys. Astral's just great grandma now. Oh no. Oh jeez, you guys. I mean, I hope I'm keeping my youthful glow despite my age. Connor, you don't have enough yet. Wait, you don't have... Oh, for the stretch. Oh no, maybe I need to... Well, no, I think stretch is probably at a good amount. I think I like where the stretch redeem is at. Funky, you were challenged to wear a onesie at a party. Said you'd do a Supergirl out. Ooh. Yeah, Supergirl. I've never watched anything with Supergirl. I'm not no pun intended. I'm not super familiar with her, but I bet that was fun. Oh, Funky, what are your pronouns, by the way? And you too, Mitsuri. I don't think I asked you what your pronouns were. I just want to make sure I refer to you all properly. Remember the Ghostbusters? I do remember the Ghostbusters cartoon, not very well, but I did used to watch it when I was younger. Your first cosplay was He-Man, Funky? Oh my gosh, did you have like the padded muscles and stuff? Blake, you keep your youthful glow, but also sound like you've seen the war sometimes. Oh my gosh. I like that. Gotta go. Yeah, good night, Blake. I'll be getting off too. Okay, Funky, you're just a guy, so you use he, him pronouns. Okay. That's just the bleeding derpy. Wait a minute. Oh, there's a lot of red people in chat right now. Oh no, stop bleeding all over chat, y'all. Oh my gosh, hi Snee. Good to see you lurking and fishing. I hope you've been enjoying the stream, or if you just got here, I hope you're having a good day. Actually, either way, I hope you're having a good day. Simply war flashbacks. Yeah, cue the Vietnam helicopters in the background and stuff. Oh dear. I'm too old for this, I tell ya. Nate, you're gonna do some dishes. Night, Nate, and good night to everyone else who is going to bed right now. It seems like we're having a lot of people heading off to bed, and I'm going to be doing the same here real soon. We're almost caught up with chat. I refuse to leave without acknowledging all of you. And I think we'll do a raid tonight. We'll get one of those set up. I don't know who's on, but we'll figure someone out. Funky, you had the blonde hair for He-Man and a plastic sword. That's all you need. I mean, he's pretty scantily clad in the original, so unless I guess there is like the fully dressed version from the and I say hey, that meme. Like, the outfit he has in that, he's fully dressed, but yeah, his famous form is like pretty scantily clad. Just got here, Sneak. Oh no, you got here just in time for me to be leaving. I'm sorry. But I'm glad to see you. I enjoy seeing you guys. And Derpy, when you mentioned it, all the red people are leaving. Yeah, I told them they gotta stop bleeding all over my chat. Oh, what is that emote, Simply? Pika Oh my gosh, Pika Ramen, that's so cute. I haven't seen that one before. Okay, well, we are caught up on chat, so you know what? We're gonna say goodbye, and we're gonna set you up with a raid. I kinda have to pee too, so we'll try to find a raid pretty quickly. Ooh, funky! Your Doctor Who outfits become a new passion. Nice. Which Doctor are you? Oh my gosh, my hand is like. Okay, it's back where it should be. Which Doctor are you going as? I'm not very knowledgeable with Doctor Who, but I do like the I think it's the 10th Doctor. What's his name? David Tennant. I like him a lot because he was kind of the doctor that was current when it, oh my gosh, did I lose a tracker? Or am I just, I think I'm just out of, I think my tracking's just messed up right now. But yeah, when I first learned about Doctor Who, that's who the Doctor was, so I'll always have a fondness for him, and I just like him in general, so. Ooh, old school Doctor, multicolored long jacket. Okay, that's nice. Going for the old ones. Okay, I gotta ask now, Funky, and you totally don't have to answer if you're not comfortable or if you just don't want to. But how old are you? Because it sounds like you're maybe a 80s or 90s kid, or you just have an old soul. Oh my gosh! Hi, She. Buenos dias. It's good to see you again. Oh my gosh. I need to think of something. I need to brush up on my Spanish more for She. Hola de nuevo. I don't know. I don't know what the like nuevo is new, right? I don't know what hola de nuevo. Okay, Funky, you're Gen X. That makes sense. Simply, pleasantly enjoyed this stream. Thank you. You're very welcome, Simply. I'm glad you decided to stop by and stick around. I hope we see you again. Both you and Funky. We had a couple new people today in chat. So I hope to see. Oh my gosh, what is I am like so just I need to recalibrate, but I'm not going to be on much longer, so it's not worth it. So I'm just in like this weird posture. Okay. Okay, I need to stop getting distracted. I got to set you guys up with a raid. Okay. Let's do a raid. Goodbye. Adios. Drink lots of water. Eat some good food. Take care of each other. Take care of yourself. I love you all. I hope you had a wonderful stream, and I will see you hopefully tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna do the what was it called? Eternal Echoes. It was that SCP Backrooms world we did, but we're gonna try nightmare mode because I wanna get on the leaderboard. I don't know if we'll get to it, but I really wanna try. Okay, so that's our plan for Monday. I don't know if it'll take the whole time, but we'll see. All right, let's switch to our stream ending screen, and let me get to my computer so I can figure out who we're gonna raid. All right. Okay, we've got... Who is on that I am following? Why is this not doing anything? I am so bad with computers. Okay, let's try that again. Alright, we have... not really anyone in the same realm as us. But we have someone I haven't really watched much of, Eka VR. So we can go ahead and raid them. They're playing VR chat. So we'll do that. Let's do raid. Uh-oh. I must have clicked something because my keyboard's not working. Oh no. Okay, let's close out of those. No. Okay, maybe we won't raid because I don't know what's going on. I definitely clicked something I shouldn't have. Oh, that's what it is. Okay. Alright, we are good now. I figured it out. Aren't you guys proud of me? Oh, maybe I didn't. No! Okay. Yeah, we just gotta call it. No raid. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what I did, but I pressed something. Love y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope to see you all again tomorrow. And don't forget to pop into the Discord and vote for the Cursed 13. Alright, I'll see you all later.